Good morning.
Good morning and happy Wednesday to everyone. This is Rural Community Solutions, where we help you design family-friendly, youth-centered places that attract the people that you want to live in your community. My name's Kim Spillers.
And I'm Frank Spillers, and this is kind of a test here. We have scheduled this for Wednesday at 11:30, and we're trying to look at this. So you might be watching this live right now. Who knows? So we'll just replay this tomorrow if this goes live now. But the information is all great.
Absolutely. So all this week, what we're doing now is making a concerted new set of videos. We have about 150 videos up on community development on our YouTube channel at Rural Community Solutions. And what we're going to do now is give you shorter versions that are just the facts. If you're old enough to remember, that phrase, just the facts.
Nope.
So
I don't remember that at all.
No, yeah, yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Yep, yes, he really does, because that's part of our era. Anyway, so on Tuesday, what we started was a walk through our 4 pillars. At Rural Community Solutions, we have 4 pillars: relationships, engagement, collaboration, and entrepreneurship. So yesterday on Tuesday was relationships, and today we're going to talk about engagement for just a few minutes and how important that is to your community in rural America.
Now, engagement is all about listening. And if you look at our diagram here, we have the 4 pillars within the diagram: relationships, engagement, collaboration. Those are really the pillars. But you need that entrepreneurship pillar in there also, because entrepreneurs are a system in and of itself. They are an element in and of itself. Just like when you build relationships, you build engagement, you build the collaborative environment, you need to build an entrepreneurial environment. And so that's why that pillar is so important also. But the pillar between relationship and engagement, we're going to be, like you said, we're going to be talking about the engagement today, but the relationship to the engagement is trust. Trust is the essential ingredient to building an entrepreneurial community. Because if entrepreneurs don't trust that what they say is going to be taken seriously, or trust that what they say will be kept confidential, or trust that they can speak freely, or trust that their business is going to be there, then they won't participate. They won't be involved in that. And so that's why a lot of this is driven by entrepreneurs. If you want a successful environment, an successful startup community, it really can't be driven from the top down. So it can't be driven by your economic development organization, your chamber of commerce, your city. It really needs to be driven by your entrepreneurs. And that portion is engagement. So creating space for entrepreneurs to engage. In other words, creating space for those entrepreneurs to talk about why they're entrepreneurs. And then also, what is happening? What barriers do they see? What opportunities do they see? And the free flowing of information that creates that environment of trust. Because when a person talks about their values, talks about their why they became something of an entrepreneur, that's where your magic happens. That's where people then can feel that you trust them and will move forward. And that's really the engagement environment.
So entrepreneurship is a very old concept. It goes back to the beginning of time. Businesses started. So if entrepreneurship maybe is a little confusing to you, it's a big, long word. Sometimes it's kind of funky to spell. So if you think of small business, think of your Main Street, think of the businesses that you have in your homes. That's the environment that we're talking about. That's the economic development portion of your community that we focus on with Rural Community Solutions. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And the safe space that Frank was mentioning is just so important. You can create a safe space in your city, in your county, where can be in your business community, on your Main Street. Often the chamber, has so many different kinds of activities and such for the community. Is one of those spaces a place for your small business owners can come together and they can share, their challenges, how they need help, what's really exciting to them. Gosh, what do you think about this idea? And is there a place for people who don't have a Main Street presence, who have a home-based business, or maybe people who are thinking about starting up a business? Is there some place in the community where they won't get laughed at, where they will feel encouraged, where they can take this idea and say, hey, this is kind of wild. I don't know whether or not this is going to work, but I need to be able to bounce an idea off somebody and see whether or not it might stick. That's how so many huge businesses like Cabela's got started. And it started at a table in a home and just grew from there. What kind of businesses could you be growing? Where could people in your community be just kind of thinking about something that's going to be super exciting that could change the world?
Entrepreneurship is a person. It's a function. It's really a function. But a person that's an entrepreneur has a passion of solving a problem, developing a solution, and making money at that solution. But it's more than that. It's more about serving the people that they want to help solve that problem with. Okay, so when an entrepreneur sees a need, they go back within themselves and they figure out what is the solution to that need. And then they offer it to the public. Now, entrepreneurs aren't really driven by money. Entrepreneurs are driven more by their value system and to serve. That's entrepreneurship. And so when you're looking at that, you can't just offer capital. You just can't offer a co-working space, but you need to offer spaces that are neutral. You need to offer safe spaces that are safe for entrepreneurs to go and talk. And you can't direct the conversation. So having an entrepreneurship is an engagement. You need entrepreneurs to talk to other entrepreneurs. This is why events such as 1 Million Cups. This is why the Clubhouse app is so popular. This is why you are finding networks for BNIs on there. But really in rural America, we need to adopt this type of process that the metro areas have access to them because they have more of an entrepreneurship base. So if you can take the principle of those networking events, if you can take the principle of those spaces that are created and invite your entrepreneurs, and if your entrepreneurs aren't coming, then you need to evaluate why. You need to evaluate why you're not having a trust relationship within your community and why they don't come. It could be the time of day that you're doing this. It could be that the leadership in your community is driven from the top down. It could be that other entrepreneurs aren't driving the process. So you really need to look at, if they're not coming, why? Because if they see value in what you are building, if they see value in them attending, they will come. So you need to move your meetings around, put them in a safe place, put them at times other entrepreneurs can come. If they're not coming at night, maybe they work during the daytime and they don't have childcare. Or if they're not coming the day, maybe that they don't have childcare and they're working, on something like that. But even entrepreneurs have a side hustle. So you want that side hustle entrepreneur to be there, because more often than not, that side hustle, they are trying to build the side hustle to take place of their full-time employment. So how do you build that environment to where opportunities like that can come? So that is really what building an environment that entrepreneurs can thrive in. And so when you take the two pillars and you take trust, you take relationships that we talked about, and you take engagement. So when you take our curriculum, you take our curriculum of the BWOOCA way, right there. It's the art of getting along, and it's the curriculum that we use to welcome, understand, comfort, and appreciate yourself and others. When you take our curriculum, you break this down, which we have done. You break this down and you start to build the relationships, and then you start to build the engagement factor. you start to build trust. Remember, your first step, though, is to decide and to commit that you are going to build an entrepreneurial economy. When you decide and you commit, you will start to build an entrepreneurial economy, but the commitment has to be for 20 to 25 years. It can't be, we're going to build it today. This is going to be our strategic plan for 2021, is to build an entrepreneurial economy, and then we're done, and we can check that off. When you build an entrepreneurial economy, it's going to take you 20 to 25 years to see some of a lot of the big results in there, because you need to build those relationships, you need to build the engagement factor, you need to build trust.
So, safe spaces, listening to people, being open-minded, looking for new ideas, sharing thoughts in a trusting environment. Those are keys to building engagement in your community. Oh, and civility. We probably better throw in civility, because
you do all this, you build a civil environment also.
Absolutely, you do. Those are the things that we feel at Rural Community Solutions are most important for engagement for our pillar. We have processes and all kinds of things to help you make that happen in your community. But those are the things that we wanted to share with you today for engagement as the second of our 4 pillars.
So if you want to find out more and go deeper into this, give us an email. Contact us at frank@ghorizons.com or kim@ghorizons.com. And let's start that conversation with your community of how you build a startup community in rural America. So remember, our target is counties under 20,000 and communities under 8,000. That is the best opportunity for you to start growing, is to build an entrepreneurial environment. Now, that you might say, okay, well, we've chosen to build an entrepreneurial environment and we have this revolving loan fund and we have all this, so we have all that. That's good. You have some of the tools in place that will help, but you really need to step back and build the environment for that to thrive.
Absolutely. If you'd like to know more, we'd love to hear from you. And for that, we're going to sign off for today and look forward to seeing you on Thursday and every day, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time, either on Facebook or YouTube, or you can catch our podcast at anchor.fm/Frank Spillers. Think like an entrepreneur, become a spark plug.
So do you really actively listen, or do you just wait to talk? That's how you build an engaging atmosphere. So for now, we'll see you later.
Have a great day. And tomorrow we're going to talk about collaboration.
Bye.